whole purpose behind the book is that it's not just about divorce. That people are inspired to dream again, that they've maybe found complacency in their life and kind of settled.
Thank you for tuning into Alabaster's Box with Tiffany Hayes, where we are inspiring and enriching thoughts. Today, we have a very special guest by the name of Danita Sanders. We appreciate you coming on the show with us, and I look forward to what's going to be shared while we're sitting here together.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem at all. So, before I get started, let me just share with our viewers. This lady looks super young, but she is actually a second-time grandmother.
Second-time grandmother, yes.
A second-time grandmother. So how does it feel?
Still a little bit surreal that my two older children have children, but at the same time, it's wonderful to watch them grow as adults and now begin to experience some of what they put me through.
I hear it goes like that. I hear it goes
does.
like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So all of the hard work paid off in watching them grow and
I believe so.
parent.
I believe they're finding their own, and that's what it's all about as we go through life, is
Good.
finding their own. Yeah.
So we never get to the point of actually finding, but we're always searching.
Always, always. Even at my age, I'm learning from them. They're teaching me.
Yes, ma'am.
All the time. All my kids are. So I never think at any given point I have reached some level of great attainment. It's always a journey.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. So that's a good segue. I didn't know we were going there, but that's a good segue to this book here. And so if I'm not mistaken, over 500 copies of this book have been sold. Okay, so tell me, what are some of the feedback that you're getting?
The greatest feedback for me, and what was the whole purpose behind the book, is that it's not just about divorce. That people are inspired to dream again, that they've maybe found complacency in their life and kind of settled. And I remember a friend of mine sent me a message on Facebook where she said, I read it in one night, and what I got from it was, yeah, I kind of sat back and I've kind of given up on some things that I was dreaming about. And so it's really about finding yourself again, finding who you were always meant to be, but how some of the ups and downs, not just the ups, but the downs of life, push you on that journey to doing more and being more.
So tell the viewers, what is the name of your book? Because I know you said it's not just about divorce, so I'm thinking they already kind of know that divorce is somewhere in there, but tell them the name of your book.
The name of the book is God, Love, and Divorce, A Journey of Self-Discovery.
A journey of self-discovery. So let me just share. I actually had the privilege of reading it before, in the process of you writing it, and like I can attest to the fact that it is not just about divorce. I'm happily married, and I'm still like, give me more, give me some more pages. I want to continue to read this. And what I liked about it is that, like you said, it's not just about that, but it's about you as a person, and a person on that discovery of finding who they truly are, not who they would like to be, but who they truly are. So what inspired you to start writing in general?
Well, it's kind of funny. My godmother and I used to sit and have these very candid conversations about church life and about life in general. And what we were finding was this huge disparity between who people say they are in public and who they were in private. And I didn't want to be that. I didn't want to be someone that no one could relate to. I wanted to be who I was supposed to be, but at the same time, give people an opportunity to know that you can still love Jesus and know Jesus. So we kind of joked about it, and we would say the name of my first book would be Keeping It Real in the Midst of Your Reality, because that was what we were finding, was that people were not being genuine about this Christ walk. And then, of course, I got married, and long story short, went through the divorce. And what I found, again, going through that were people who were married and who would ask me questions like, how did you know you were ready to be married? How did you know you were going to go through divorce? And a lot of times it's that same thing, that mask of this is what we want people to see because we feel like pain is something that no one can relate to, not understanding that that is our common thread is pain. And so what originally inspired me to write it, and was a difficult choice, was wanting to let people know that we all go through something and hoping that it would open a dialogue to say, this is who we are. These are some of the things that we go through as Christians, as women, and that it's okay. It's okay to go through these things because if you will allow it, it'll make you better.
So you learn through the pain.
Absolutely.
You push through the pain. I think that is one of the most dynamite things as a Christian in general, because when we accept the Lord, we're not going through these things alone.
Right.
But He's with us every step of the way. And so through that, you found yourself and you've helped someone else. What are some of the biggest lessons that you found, even in writing the book?
Not to be afraid. I mean, even now in this season of life, I'm still dealing with fear. And fear of the next leg, like what God's asking me to do in this next season of life still brings on fear, because we all deal with insecurity. We all deal with feeling inadequate. And like, who am I that you would want to use me in this way? So one of the things in writing the book was not to be afraid.
Right.
The other part was making sure that I was in the right place. I needed to know that I was healed from my divorce and that I was writing from a place of wholeness. And actually, before I ever published the book, I gave a copy of the finished writing to my ex-husband, and I asked him to read it. And he read it. And I think his feedback was the most important to me, because he said in the book, I don't blame. I don't talk about, what happened between us. That's private. But what I discuss is what my responsibility was, and how not just the divorce, but God's love and love for myself was bringing to me. So that was a lot of what about the process that I learned, was just going through the fear and understanding that on the other side of my fear, someone else was going to be liberated from theirs.
One of the key things you said was going through it. And I think a lot of times, because we don't feel comfortable, being scared or having the insecurity or what have you, it doesn't feel good.
Right.
But if you go through it, on the other side, it's like you're climbing up a hill, and it's an uphill battle. But once you get on top, you can now see clearer.
Yep.
Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let me just share a couple of things. So I was reading the back of this book, and I just wanted to share what it's saying as far as who Danita is. Okay, and it says, Danita is a lover of life. Let me stop there. Have you enjoyed your life more after releasing this?
Oh my God, yes. Yes, because what I was realizing in the writing and then the publishing and then getting it out was that I had found myself in a place where I no longer cared so much about what people thought. I was more and am more concerned about what God thinks of me. And every day when I get up in the morning, and if I can look in the mirror and know that my dad's pleased with me, and lay my head down at night and know my dad's pleased with me, that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
And just releasing that care of what people think made it so much easier. And I have been able to enjoy life with short haircuts and crazy designs in the side. That it's all a part of that.
Yes,
when I cut my hair, first thing people said to me was, love the cut, it's so bold. I kept hearing the word bold, and I didn't think it was that bold. I said it was just an outward expression of an inward change. And that's really what it's been.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Second, here you have Danita is a lover of love and all things Jesus. So I think you just summed that up. If my dad is pleased with me, then I'm good to go.
Yep.
It doesn't matter about who and what other people has to say about it. And I personally think, and I'm the same way, it's like, Lord, you got me. As long as you got me, I'm good, Lord.
So I would literally get up in the morning and I would just say, Lord, I receive your love today. I receive your love today. And the more I would do that, the more he began to open my eyes as to what love looked like.
Hey everyone, I hope you guys are enjoying what you are hearing thus far. Please tell your friends about us, tell your church members and your family members. Let's take this word to the world. Please share, subscribe, and like. And remember, if you change your thoughts, you change your life. Thank you.